One question many high school students dread being asked is, where do you see yourself in 10 years? At this age, you are likely imagining things like graduations, getting started with a career, whether it be a traditional career or one as a TikTok influencer, perhaps a long-term relationship with your current crush or someone you have yet to meet, a drama-free group of friends, homes, children, pets, and traveling. Well, I don't mean to burst your bubble, as I genuinely believe you will achieve a lot of these goals. However, as you might already know and have a lot of anxiety about, not a single one of these goals will remain unaffected by the climate crisis. According to the UN, the world's average temperature is predicted to rise by 1.5 degrees Celsius by 2030, near the end of that 10-year period I asked you to think about. Something you might not know, however, and what I'd like to discuss with you today, is how this might affect the rates at which people get cancer and how well we are able to care for them. So, what exactly is cancer? Well, cancer is a group of diseases where cells divide uncontrollably and can invade and destroy normal tissues. UV rays from the sun, air pollution from factories, and issues with food and water supply are all linked to causing cancer. And all three of these things will be made worse by climate change. Climate change will also affect how well we are able to treat cancer patients. Access to routine screenings and treatments for cancer will be reduced. Imagine your mother or father not being able to get a mammogram or a prostate cancer screening. Hospitals might be overwhelmed or experiencing staff shortages and have limited patient capacity, as well as limited supplies. Climate change might also lead to damages to healthcare infrastructure, for example, buildings that serve as hospitals and clinics, due to extreme weather events like hurricanes, tornadoes, flooding, and wildfires. Now, you might be thinking, I'm not going to be most affected by this. Maybe older people who are more likely to develop cancer overall will. Why should I care? Well, while it is true that older people will be disproportionately affected, the youth, you, will have the burden of caring for these patients. Also, low income people, who are more likely to live in polluted areas and have limited access to food and water, as well as people of color, who might get cancer at higher rates and have worse treatment outcomes, will also be affected. Now, you might be wondering, what can we do to address this? Well, the most important thing we can do is to vote for officials that believe in policies that can address climate change and cancer at the same time. A lot of these policies involve reducing our greenhouse gas emissions. Greenhouse gases include gases such as carbon dioxide, which traps heat in the atmosphere, sort of like a blanket. One example of a policy that could help with this would be to improve public transportation so that we can put less greenhouse gas into the atmosphere and get more exercise. Other policies might help us rely less on the oil and natural gas industries and punish companies that pollute the environment and air. Or some policies might help us grow food and use water more sustainably. Another important thing we can do in our personal lives is to talk to our friends and family and share information about this subject on social media. Young activists like Greta Thunberg have proven time and time again that young people are to be taken seriously on this matter. Thank you for listening.